Hey, Scotty, what's going on, man? How's it going?
Not much. Watched the entire, well, not the entire, but watched the whole unfold on the internet on DNC because I couldn't watch it on corporate media because I knew what I was going to get.
Yeah.
And what I saw from the delegates was really, it was appalling. Like, you would see instances where people would have their signs taken away.
Oh, yeah.
You would see instances where there's a video where the Arkansas delegate had his credentials taken away because of the no TPP sign. Like, seriously, if the Democratic candidate is saying that she's now against the TPP, then why would you tell a guy that he can't bring in the no TPP sign? I think, but what's more disturbing to me, and this is why I, even though I said I admire the Sanders campaign for what it did, I also said, again, like, he's a sheepdog. What happened to Nina Turner and his delegates was awful. And the fact that he didn't stand up for these people was even more awful. Like,
Well, you're the second person I heard say that. How do you know that he didn't stand up for them?
He didn't make any public statements like, you at least say, listen, a lot of these people are hurt. He could have just still said, listen, I understand I'm still working my best to defeat Donald Trump, which that's just a dumb statement to make. But he's a part of the Democratic establishment at this point. But
I don't
he
disagree with that.
He still could have at least said, listen, these people are, they're passionate. They care about democracy, and they've been hurt, so we should at least be more understanding about these people. And, I wish that Tina Turner would have been able to speak, but that was beyond my control. He didn't even do that.
So, but let me push back a little, because again, you're the second person I've heard make this case, and he did make the case behind the scenes. We can ask why hasn't he said it publicly since, but he was behind the scenes trying to get Nina Turner to speak, fighting on her behalf. So, I mean, is a problem that he didn't say it publicly for everyone else to see, or are you under the impression that he didn't even fight for them behind the scene?
At this point, you never know, but not just Nina Turner, but his delegation, like, you're asking your delegation to not voice their displeasure of what's going on. And then not only what happened with the whole, oh, and by the way, fuck Sarah Silverman. I'm sorry. What she said to those people.
Yeah. No, I'm on board with that. Yeah. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, fuck Sarah Silverman. Like, what she said to the people in the crowd.
That was
you're being ridiculous. Like,
that wasn't even called
about
for.
their democracy.
Yeah.
So, last part of the shot I want to say is, look, I'm at the point where, like I said, I'm either not going to vote or I'm thinking about voting for Jill Stein. Now, I've said what I said about the Green Party, in the past. And I, in a way, I do think that reaching out to Sanders supporters is sort of cynical, because you do have that party is filled with people that have a real cynical view about the Sanders supporters. But you know what? They're not, the Sanders supporters actually stood up and actually said that they were not infatuated with the whole cult of personality. They were actually willing to
burn Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, they were actually willing to boo their own candidate.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, listen, you've got to reach out to these people. They've got to find somewhere to go.
I agree. I agree with you. No, I was saying I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that part. Scotty, thanks so much for the call, man. I agree with you on that. I do agree with you on Sarah Silverman. Very much unnecessary, very corny. It's one of those things that, so that entire segment with Sarah Silverman was impromptu. And it's one of those things where you get up and you don't have anything ready to say, so you say something dumb. Sarah Silverman says something dumb as F. So she deserves anything people say at this point, within reason, right? No harassment and death threats or whatever, nothing like that. But she should have just shut up and sit down, because these people did have the right. So in terms of the delegates, though, I agree. Bernie Sanders, I don't know if it's selling out, but doing whatever he was supposed to do as an insider now. He's back and in the good standing with the Democratic Party. So I guess it's fair to say he sold them out, especially by saying he didn't want them to protest and trying to rally them before, and you know what? He probably did it knowing full well that he's just walking through the motions because Bernie Sanders supporters do whatever the hell Bernie Sanders supporters want to do, and they do whatever they feel is right. So I have to give the Bernie Sanders supporters some kudos on that regard.